All right, so this is a different type of painting style that I'm doing, which is new kind of for the channel, but not really for me, although it's a combination of things that I used to do in the past. And what I'm realizing with this channel is that I'm a new channel, but it's helping me to remember part of the different stages of painting that I learned over the years, because I've been doing this sort of technique with paint for almost 30 years, maybe actually more. So I didn't always jump to what I've been doing on this channel with like roller coasters and stuff. I kind of started more like this with geometric landscapes, very triangular, pyramidal, if that's a word. And basically, like here, I'm just setting a sky with clouds, which is not really something I often did with clouds. I would mostly have like a very flowy sky, but this is kind of just me combining things that I like now that I used to like back then. So what you see here is essentially preparing a pseudo-realistic sky that will be paradoxically juxtaposed with this geometric mountain landscape. So now that I've done the fluffy clouds, cumulus clouds there, I came back to this tape technique to build up these mountains. And what you'll see is I kind of chose to do dark blue, Prussian blue and white mountains that will, as it moves down the canvas, moves down the landscape, much like in nature, you'll have rocky mountains that go into sort of foresty mountains and hills. So I'm working downwards here from those glacier type mountains to these more green and yellow, you could say, foresty mountains that are smaller as they get closer to the earth, closer to the horizon, and essentially a smaller version of what's on top as we approach what's at the bottom, which will be kind of a lake, ocean. And then added onto that is a cliff with a little house, and on the other side, the green-yellow hill will turn into a staircase. Again, stuff that I used to do. So I'm actually, while I'm doing this channel, I'm actually going back in my memory of what I used to do. And I think I'm going to do a little bit more of that to show like progressions, and maybe go back to like what I did in the early 2000s and maybe do some tutorial style longer videos where I explain how I'm mapping out the layout, which is not, extremely complicated stuff, because it's a lot of straight lines and big pyramidal shapes, but it is a little bit of a learning curve in terms of how you space things, proportionality, making things look, pleasing to the eye essentially. But I actually found that as I went down this canvas, I really enjoyed what I was doing at the top, and I felt by the end of it, I didn't give myself enough spatial distance, you could say, as I approached the bottom. Some of the things at the bottom are too big, and some of the things at the bottom are too small. If I would go back and change this, like this house, it's like a nice little tiny house, but in my mind and in previous paintings I've done, I kind of had that as a big focal point. It was much larger. I'm not really sure why I chose to do it smaller here. Again, like I kind of fly by whatever the expression is, the seat of my pants or something like that when I'm doing this. I sometimes sketch things out, and other times not as much. Here I got a piece of the sort of camera easel blocking the top part of the screen. Luckily the canvas is at the bottom. What I learned also doing this, and this is vertical as you know, as you're watching, but I recorded this vertical as it came out in a short. And in a short, there's a lot of words at the bottom of the screen that kind of blocked all that I'm doing at the latter half of this video, which I don't, I should have thought ahead on that. So you can't even really see what I'm doing at the bottom. So I'm learning as I go. This is corrections that I'll make. Hopefully this longer form doesn't have that blocked at the bottom. But either way, going forward, I will definitely be more aware of that. So as we're approaching the end here, I'll just say, like, I'm going to be doing more of this type of painting. And if you like it, please let me know. If you like other things that I've done, you can let me know that as well. But like I said, learning as I go, having fun, and hopefully, other people enjoy watching it. Thanks for watching.